Said she got time for me. I'ma take this time with me. I've been giving all my energy. Said she wanna ride with me. Said she got time for me. I'ma take this time with me. I've been giving all my energy.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeff, aka the Kawatrooper. Welcome to my page. Today we have a special guest. His name is Noonan. Noonan, come over here. Let's have a talk.
What's up, everybody?
All right. So, just to give an explanation of what this channel is all about, it's about introducing people to motorcycles. Like for people that don't have one yet, people that are curious about motorcycles.
What kind of motorcycles?
Exactly, what kind of motorcycles, if you already have one, if you want to switch to something else. It's just to give you a different perspective of who we are and what we ride. So, if you'd like to intro yourself.
So yeah, my name's Sean. Been riding for 5 years now on my third bike. Love it. Riding motorcycles is a great passion to have. That's it. I just love it.
All right, well, let's start off with what do you ride? Obviously, we can see it right here.
This is my baby. This is my most recent purchase. It's a 2004 Harley-Davidson FLH TC. Example, this year I put about 9,000 kilometers on this thing.
9,000, not bad.
Yeah.
How many years have you been riding?
5 now. Yeah, 5 years. Like I said, it's my third bike. What did I have before? I had a 1992 Ninja 500.
No way.
Yeah, a little.
So you were a little speed freak.
Yeah, but it's a 500.
I mean, I've seen people go with Ninjas at 300s and.
No, I'm more of a cruiser. I like we're riding along the water mainly. Yeah, I'm taking it slow. The speed, I did that when I was younger.
All right, well, explain what does motorcycles mean to you exactly? Like, because you're saying speed was, it was a phase in your life.
Yeah.
So try to explain what does like riding a cruiser mean to you as opposed to riding
It's very cliche to say, but it's freedom. It's just literally you, the machine, and the road, and nothing else.
All right, but again, what is freedom? Because that can mean anything to anyone.
Well,
like people that are watching right now, they're gonna be like, okay, freedom, it could mean anything. Back in the days, freedom meant getting out of jail. Freedom meant just having some time for yourself. Freedom meant, it's a very broad, like yes, it's cliche, but it's also very broad. It does, like freedom doesn't mean the same thing to you that it does to me and it does to basically all of our viewers.
Many other people. Well, example, the best way to explain it for me would be, rough day after work. Or something like that. I just get on it, I ride, no destination, nothing planned, just go, and it just clears my head.
Clears your head.
So the freedom of just clarity and just nothing.
I mean, it's also good to have no thoughts. Yeah, that makes sense. Does that mean that every single time you ride?
Not necessarily, but the majority of the time it is. It's the best way, I guess, also explain it is I have a patch here. My bike is my therapy. So. Finish work, long, hard day, get on, tank's full, perfect. Just go until I have to gas up, and that's my turning point.
Okay. How many cc's?
1450.
1450. Jeez. What's the top speed you've gone on this? Okay, we're going to bleep that out for our viewers there. Yeah. This is for legal reasons. We're going to bleep that out.
That was in Mexico. It was in Mexico, so we're okay. But after that, it gets scary on these things because these aren't made for speed at all. So
have you ever had like the shake?
Oh yeah. That's when I started slowing down.
Okay, so because me, like I've been riding for 2 years now, and I've always thought that having the death wobble because you're going super fast was always for a sports bike. So you're telling me that even with something like this, you would get it too. Okay,
it's unbalancement basically, and it's when the front end gets too light. So with a big fairing in the front and a high wind. Well, it was on the 40, going towards Sources. Actually, I was going to the Orange Julep for a bike night one night, and I was a little late to meet up with my crew, and
Brings me to my next question. Are you part of an MC? Are you part of a riders association?
I am a part of a riders association called the Southern Cruisers.
Okay.
They're actually a very large group. They're all over North America. For example, I think we're pushing 60 members just for the Vaudreuil-Soulanges area, Club Chapter 730.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, in Quebec, there's maybe 10 chapters. And then there's Ontario, everywhere else in Canada, and all of the U.S.
Now, do you have a patch or?
I'm waiting for it.
You're waiting for it? Okay, okay. How long have you been part of that?
2 years now.
2 years?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Actually, my first meet with them was when the day I picked up my 1995 Honda Shadow 1100 East 2.
Really?
Yeah, picked it up, came home. My neighbor he was a member, was heading out on his bike, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to this meet tonight, meet and greet. You want to come?" Came, check it out, this and that, and next thing you know, my dad and I are members.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, so how do you find these types of crews? Like, obviously, you just said that for you, it's your neighbor that invited you,
Yeah.
but you're also part of our crew. Well, I mean, not part, but
Well, I'd like to say I'm part. I socialize enough.
there you go.
to
So
be
you
part.
social. How did you find these crews? Because I'm pretty sure there's obviously people that are, they want to know about that.
Yeah, where to go.
Or not only that, but people that have been writing for 1, 2, 3 years and still haven't found an organization where you could meet and greet with people, where you could set up rides with people. How did you find it?
Well, the best way I found was after learning the actual schedule of the bike night life in Montreal. The Mondays at Orange at Mr. Puff's LaSalle. No, St. Leo.
Yeah, no. So here, I'll give you guys the schedule.
Yeah.
So, because I am also the unofficial photographer, this is the schedule. Monday nights, you'll have Mr. Puff's in St. Leonard. Tuesday night, it really depends. But
Smoke Meat Pete.
Smoke Meat Pete. Like, I try to be as unbiased as I possibly can, but it's really a lot of cruisers out there.
Yeah.
Like you
see some sport bikes.
you
though.
see some, but
Yeah.
I've had some people, and this is personal, obviously.
Yeah.
I've had some people say I kind of felt like I didn't belong.
Yeah, which is understandable because the majority of them are Harleys.
Exactly, the majority are Harleys. Then you have Wednesdays, which I'm going to be very biased with this. It's the MTL Bandits Riders Club, which is the group that I'm part of.
I'm also part of.
There you go. And we're very, very open to new riders, old riders, anyone that's been thinking about coming to see a bike or owning a bike. Come see us in the summertime, springtime, and right before winter. Every Wednesday is between, I'd say, 7 to 9, and sometimes we prolong a little bit longer. Thursday nights are at Orange Julep.
Which is a
That's-
huge night.
It is a huge night, but because of everything that happened in 2001, it's starting to dwindle down because people were doing stupid things, cops were involved, and the cops are there every single night. So the motorcycle community, I don't know if you've known about this, but some people in the motorcycle community have been trying to set up something for Thursdays again, but in a different location.
It'd be fun to find somewhere like someone that owns a warehouse or something in a huge parking lot that there's security cameras for security reasons.
Yeah.
For the safety of the public, but a place where it's just an open, space that we can come meet and park.
There was one that people were talking about in Laval, actually. It was also a hot dog spot with puts in. And it was a huge parking lot right beside the highway. I forgot what it's called, but a lot of people have been talking about going back there for next season. But again, it all depends on what ends up happening, right? And then Friday nights, another Mr. Puff's event, but in Saint Jerome. So for all the people that are north of Montreal, you have a spot too.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only place I didn't go at all this year. That was my goal, to go to every meet,
Yeah.
every week possible. And I almost achieved that except for Saint Jerome because of how far it is.
Saint Jerome, I won't lie, was a further destination, and especially for a Friday night,
Yeah.
Like, you have to, and again, I love motorcycles, I love riding, but then it also, I don't know about you, I'm going to touch upon this in 2 seconds here, but my social life and my bike life are two separate things.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I have my boys that like my ride or dies 100%. And then I have my riding buddies that are also, some of them are ride or die, and then just the group, And my social life is just, I'm being pulled here, I'm being pulled there, Jeff, come over here. And then I have my other boss that's just like, hey, do you want to bartend on a Friday night? And I'm just like, oh, it's summer, just call me in the wintertime, So that's one question that I wanted to touch upon here. It's, how did motorcycles or riding affect your social life?
Well, ironically enough, that question falls perfect to this season, and being that this bike is the one where I've done the most kilometers on, just because of timing and how things fell through. But unfortunately, but luckily at the same time, I went through a separation at the start of the year that gave me a lot of free time, which led me to continue doing what I love, which is ride motorcycles. So that's what gave me the opportunity to go every night and make new friends.
All right. We could add this if you like, but we could also take it off, and I'll obviously edit this part. So you're saying that you went through a separation. I'm guessing it's an ex right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was her views on motorcycles?
She loved it.
She loved it?
Yeah. She got on with me all the time. That's my other bike. I went through my separation, and then I literally went and bought this.
Really?
Yeah. I said, I need a change of thought, so I went and bought this.
That was a big difference from what you were riding before,
yeah.
though.
Oh, yeah. I said, you know what? I need to do something for me, so I went and bought this, and then literally every chance I got, I was on it. You can ask my parents, I'd come home and literally shower. Where are you off to? I'm off to a meet. All right. Have fun, be safe. Come back home at like midnight. There was nights where I just went with my very good buddy, has the exact same bike, 2005. He and I would often go downtown and just roam around the streets of Montreal until about 4 a.m. And then come home.
Now, does riding a Harley or just riding a motorcycle in general, does it make you feel like you're a badass sometimes?
Sometimes it does, but often no. It's just it's a very simple outlook. I don't discriminate at all against any types of motorcycles. As long as you ride, I got your back. So to me, Harley, Kawasaki Ninja, or a Suzuki, or a moped.
All right. Well, that being said, since you're so open to the whole lot of us, what are your views on people doing stunts and,
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
No, this
I have thought about building this.
This is not, again, this here, and especially to all of our viewers, I want you to know this is not an interview. This is just us shooting the shit. People are allowed to have whatever they want as an opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not, I'm the type of person, without being too political here, I'm double vaxxed, but just because you're not double vaxxed doesn't mean that I'm gonna discriminate against you. No, man, we're all human beings. We all live on Earth. We're here for each other. And again, this show is just,
shooting the shit.
shooting the shit. That's the easiest way for me to say shooting the shit.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And just for the record, I am double vaxxed.
The way I look at your bike sometimes the same way I look at mine. Just you just.
Oh, the nights I'll come in here and it's like, oh, it's raining outside. I can't go ride. That's fine.
So you're saying you've never ridden on the bike?
Sorry.
You're saying you haven't ridden in the rain?
I have, but let's say it's pouring out. I'll go out. No, I'll go out.
Okay.
And if it's raining, well then I'll make my way back when I come back. But I'm not gonna, if it's torrential downpour, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm getting on the bike and I'm going to get coffee.
Bro, I feel like those are the best rides. And again, I might be, I don't want to say I'm biased or whatever against it, but when I went to do my motorcycle class, 3/4 of those classes, and for people that don't know, the classes here in Quebec are about 2 weeks to a month, depending on your skill level, scheduling, and everything. But for me, it was about 2 to 3 weeks, and the first 2 weeks, it rained 75% of the time.
Oh, that sucks. But
it sucks because you get wet, but you don't understand the feeling, though.
But you also learn more.
No, exactly. You learn how to maneuver the bike, and if ever you guys are looking for a place to go to learn motorcycling, there's a bunch of classes here in Montreal. I won't name any names because I don't want to be biased against it, but. When you start riding in the rain, it's really a different feeling versus riding just, because some people, they look at the weather and they're like, I don't want to go ride today, it's raining. But when I see that, I was just like, Jeez, I gotta take out the rain gear.
Well,
oh my God.
That's
I'm
my
like,
one problem. My one reason why I don't is because I don't own any rain gear at the moment.
bro, go to Canadian Tire, you'll find it for like $10. I swear that's the one I bought.
I know.
Everything is an excuse until you find a way.
Well,
But,
that's an excuse I'm allowed to have considering the amount of kilometers I've done anyways.
I mean, 9,000.
I bought the bike end of June, and my last ride was
August, September, October.
was-
You rode out until October?
Oh, I rode November.
November. 5 months, not bad.
Yeah. So
What is your favorite ride? Like, what's the best ride you've done? Not just this season, but since you started riding. Like, give the people of Montreal an idea of where to go next. Because a lot of people, that's what
Okay,
they look for. They want to go for rides, you know, whether it's alone or with some friends.
Yeah.
They want to be baffled. Like, you know, we have this thing called the twisties.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
my friends, they make fun of me all the time because they don't ride motorcycles, and they're just like, yo, we're going to the twisties. I'm just like, yo, you don't understand, like.
Until you do it, you
Exactly. I had
yeah.
one friend who took his, I think, what was it, Nissan Sentra.
Mm-hmm.
I brought him, I didn't bring him, but I told him about it. It's, what was it, Highway, I totally forgot, but
327?
it's probably 327 after La Chute, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
27,
So I
yeah.
brought him there. I told him to go there, and he's been doing them.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yo, this is sick. And he did that with his car. So then I was just like, yo, imagine doing that with a bike on two wheels,
Oh, yeah,
hitting those
just
freaking curves.
apex
man.
and everything.
Like, again,
Oh.
for us, it's a little bit harder because we have cruisers. But for people that have like sports touring, sports bikes, hitting those at an angle where like you're literally
Knee
to
down
the
almost.
floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that must be an amazing feeling, you know? I mean, for me personally, I've always wanted to get a sports bike just to do that. Not even a sport, just like a sports touring, just so I could hit those lean angles. But that being said, how about you? Like, where have you been that's baffled you?
Well, so far, unfortunately, I haven't really done much out of province riding. Basically due to COVID and timing before, I just didn't have the time. But one of the rides, and it's not far from the 327. I can't remember which road it is exactly, but it was going up to a friend's cottage. It was about a 2-hour ride, and I decided to ride up. You know, with the saddlebags, it's a beauty. Put all my stuff in there and go. And just the ride up and back was, I want to say it's near Tremblant, taking the back roads. But it was exactly that. It's all hills, you know, big crests come down, twisties, and you got all the leaves and the trees, and you're in the country.
Yeah.
And just open air. Those are the best rides. Like I said earlier, what I like to do most of the time is ride along the water and take things slow. So another ride I like to do normally is get off at St. Charles in the West Island and go all the way down to Lachine, but along the water.
So you would
So
take,
Lakeshore.
that's not Lakeshore, that would be like,
Yeah, it's Lakeshore.
is it?
Yeah. From St. Charles, it's Lakeshore, and then all the way to...
Oh, okay, because you'd be
Lachine.
already on the south side of the island.
Yeah.
And you'd go St. Charles up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now me, what I like doing is the opposite. I start from St. John,
Okay.
go down Gouin,
Yeah.
Cap Saint Jacques, and all that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and then come back going down Lakeshore. That's a nice ride. Funny enough, we used to take that ride all the time with Morty's.
Yeah, same. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. With Jerry and Phil.
Phil and Jerry, they're just, you know, they're so funny. Like.
Yeah.
I've never seen instructors like that where you just they're so in their element.
Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what
And
the
if
next
they
move
give you
is.
shit, it's because you're fucking up.
You weren't listening.
They say it how it is, and that's what I love about them. Like I've always been the type of person to always give my respect to people. Like I don't believe like that you should earn someone's respect. It's because you have to fight for it. Me, I'm the type of person that I'll like you at the beginning, but if you screw me over, it's over. You know, like I can't do that. I can't. Like we live in a world where everyone's just two-faced, right? And some people are just like, oh, you know, they earn their respect, and then they do something bad, and then they're just like, okay, well, I'll give you another chance. Like I can't do that.
No.
Me, it's like you screw me over once, it's done. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question on the topic of places to go and etc. Where's somewhere you would like to ride? And I mean, like, not just in Canada or in Quebec. Like, what is a dream ride for you?
Okay. Just because there's a lot of videos online, I wanted to Tail the Dragon.
Absolutely. But you know, it's actually a really good ride. That my father and I, next year, we have a lot of rides planned. Because this year is just timing, etc. Now that the borders are opening up, it's a lot more like open to us to actually go and do. But one thing we're going to do in Canada is going to be the Cabot Trail.
The what?
The Cabot Trail?
Cabot Trail.
Yeah, up in PEI.
Oh, is that going towards Percy Rock? Yeah, I wanted to do that too.
Yeah.
And just because I've had so many coworkers that was like, oh, I went to PEI and stuff, and I'm trying to find a nice way to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to just do highway. Highway's boring. You know,
Well, we're
when
going
you
to
get a
trailer
motorcycle.
the bikes.
Okay, see, there.
And then once we get there, park it, and then it's just ride.
But see, okay, I just want to touch on another place that I want to go to. So I've lived in BC for about a year and a half, about 2015, you know. And there's a reason why it's called beautiful British Columbia. Okay, so I ended up going a couple months ago, and I was like, you know what, for work, because I'm a freight broker, I'm gonna go see our clients up there in Squamish, BC. Which is about an hour to 2 hour ride up, but you do the sea to sky, and it's just the most beautiful thing ever, because it sucks when you're doing the highway there to go. Like once you're in Vancouver, the traffic is abysmal. I hate it with a passion. Like you guys think that Montreal traffic sucks? It sucks out there.
Compared to Toronto?
Well, Toronto's different because
it's a different element.
Toronto has like what, 5 to 7 lanes,
and then they have expressways as well.
Exactly. In BC, once you hit Vancouver, you hit the 2 to 3 lanes, and I'm not even kidding. It's 2 lanes to go up from the sea to sky.
Oh boy.
But once you like reach peak hours, it's just basically impossible. But if you go in like those like in between 12 and 3, and like in between 9 and 11, like it's just the most beautiful thing ever. I did it in a car going up, and I'm like, I'm never coming back here until I do it for like with a motorcycle. When I went, actually, I found a motorcycle shop, or not even a shop, it was a store, but they were renting out Indians. And I was just like, yo, should I do it? Should I do it? And it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like freaking $300 a day.
Yeah, that's not that bad actually.
Well,
because in the States,
plus the insurance.
I don't know. All I know
and then if you don't have your own equipment, you don't have your helmet or
you gotta rent it all.
You gotta rent it all. So you're looking at close to $500 a day, if not more.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Because in the States, example Daytona, it's like $250 US to rent the bike.
Yeah, which still comes up to like 3 something. So, I don't know.
That sounds like a pretty good ride.
Well, I think I'm gonna probably call up one of our transport guys and be like, yo, I'm gonna put my motorcycle on a skid, bring it to BC for me, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be there in 5 days, perfect, I'll take a plane, see you there. You know? Yeah, no, that's one thing I wanna do, British Columbia. And if ever anything, take like a whole 2 months off from work, do British Columbia, come all the way back to I heard Canada is boring when it comes to the highway there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit in betweens, like from Quebec to BC. BC, yeah, it's a perfect place to do that.
From Toronto to Manitoba, that's the most boring because you have about 500 to 700 kilometers of
flatland,
plains, nothing. And I work in transport, right? And I'm looking at the maps and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm passing by Detroit, I'm passing by the US, forget this. But, I mean, it's a future, right?
Yeah, next year I'd like to go to Laconia, that's for sure.
Yes. So, for people that don't know, Laconia is a huge event. I don't even know much about it because I've never been. But I have a friend of mine from the MTL Bandits that keeps trying to invite me. Last year we couldn't do it because of COVID. Hopefully next year we could do it. It's around Father's Day, where it's just a big event of just
1 week long of motorcycles and partying.
Yeah.
Million bikes.
It looks intense. I've seen the pictures and I was like, I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
We're talking about every single rider you could think of, whether it be single riders, group riders, MCs.
Yeah.
We're talking 1%ers, 97%ers, all of them, everyone in one spot. And I don't know, the videos just it blew my mind.
It's just bike after bike, all parked along the strip, in front of all storefronts.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you actually look at the pictures of when there's no bike night or Laconia,
Yeah, it's all different.
it's you have like the small little city strip, and then you have the lake in the background, and it just looks like
A little
a
town.
little town, like
Yeah.
nothing.
But it's amazing because during those weeks, the amount of vendors, like there's storefronts, but they're closed all year round. They only open for Bike Week because that's where they make all their profit.
It's crazy.
And they put up
1
signs.
year
You see
ago.
setups, and they're just setting up, their signs and everything, like jewelers and this and that. Yeah, it's insane.
What's your views on drinking and riding?
0. I don't think it's smart at all. Like, they say that the rules are the same as a car.
No, it's way worse in the motorcycle.
No.
It's way less forgiving. A motorcycle.
No, I agree. What I'm saying is they're saying the rules are the same in the sense that it's 0.08.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same. When you have your full license, when you start, it's 0.
Okay.
Absolutely 0. And then when you get your full, it's the same as a car, which I don't agree with. I think it should be 0 all the time. Even though, you see all the clubs and whatnot, they ride and they go to bars, they do bar stops and this and that, and they have a beer. That's just my opinion from my experience, because when I was younger, I made a mistake, and I got in trouble for consuming and driving a vehicle.
Did you got the DUI? Did you get the machine?
Nope.
You're lucky.
I lost my license for 4 years though.
Oh, 4 years.
Yeah, so I take it very seriously now, as a matured adult.
Yeah, no,
That's my opinion on that. Same with smoking. I don't smoke, but I don't agree with it.
All right, now I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty here.
Ooh.
I asked you to give me some stories.
Oh, yeah, I got a good one for you. Wait.
Oh, hello. Would you like to be part?
Oh, hell no.
The
What's
words.
It is my garage. I'm out to watch.
It's not a problem. Okay, now that he's gone. Because it involves him.
You know what? I won't even use these stories. Hit me with your best story.
Oh, really?
I want you to be as raw as possible. Because again, this is not scripted. This is just us.
Yeah, shooting
Shooting
the
the
shit.
shit.
Well,
I think that's gonna be the slogan of this. Just shooting the shit.
okay, so like I was saying, this is 5 years been riding legally. I've ridden motorcycles before in the past illegally. When I was about 12, I got my first dirt bike, just to give you an idea. But fresh out of mechanic school at about 19, 20, I got a job at a shop in Alexandria building custom bikes and working on Harleys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the clients happened to have been my father,
Okay.
with a 2004 Harley-Davidson V-Rod, which he had then customized, put ape hangers on, Vance and, no, they were D&D Fat Cat, 2-in-1 exhaust, Power Commander. What else did he do? I think that was about it. But they were custom. My boss and I at the time made the handlebars, bent them and everything ourselves, wired it up. Beautiful. My dad works in aviation, and he traveled a lot. Mm-hmm. So delivery of the bike, he wasn't home. So the bike got delivered here. Now I'm dumb, young, and full of cum, as they say, at 19, 20. And I decided, I'm a hot shot, I know how to ride bikes, I'm proud of this, I made it, I gotta try it,
Yeah.
So I take it out, I go down the street, ride it, no problem, come back, going a little too fast.
Okay.
Starting the year, right? So there's a little bit of gravel and sand on the road, doing about $130. Which to give you an idea on this bike, going from leaving the driveway down the street, first to third gear, I left a patch. Yeah. So I'm coming back, I'm hauling ass at 130. And what happens? I go to brake, lock up both wheels, low side, slide it into a tree, go over it.
No.
Now, a V-Rod, to give you an idea, is a solid rim. Okay? So, in the motion of going forward and having my fist closed from holding the handlebars, I punch the rim. Shattered.
Oh no.
Yeah, so get up in shock. I'm so much in shock, and the irony is, and this is the worst part of the story, it's so embarrassing, but I'm going to tell it just for the viewers. This happened literally in front of my house.
Wow.
Literally, so I got up with the adrenaline, picked the bike up, pushed it up into the garage, parked it, and went, oh fuck. And then I went, oh fuck, because my arm had become this big. Yeah. So, needless to say, I lost my job.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then, father didn't speak to me for a while, but all's good now.
Silent treatment.
Yeah, 6 months left. Yeah, and then he went, you know what, you're
Oh,
alive.
you've gone 6 months too?
Yeah, and then
No,
he said,
I've gone a whole year once without speaking to my father, and that was the most painful thing
oh,
ever.
it was. But then he came and gave me a hug at a family reunion and said, you know what, you're okay. It's materialistic. Oh, and I paid for it. I paid for his payments and his insurance until it was deemed okay. And then the bike was fixed, of course. He still owns the bike. I'm assuming Jeff will put in the video some photos and reels, but there's a photo in this garage in this spot with this, a white one and a green one. The green one is the one I crashed that I had repainted for him and everything. So, and the irony is it just brought us closer after the fact because now we want to go travel and, you know, it's our father-son passion is motorcycles.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So that's my crazy story. We're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, exactly that.
So here, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What are your plans this year, the upcoming year, for in terms of mods for your bike, or anything you would change on your bike, or is your bike at the point where it's to your taste and you're in love with it?
Honestly, there's nothing more I could ask for my bike. It's just, she's the perfect bike. I named her Destiny Rose, by the way.
Really? That's
Yeah.
a good name. I still have yet to give her a name.
So, well, the name part is hard. Like,
It is.
My past cars were Destiny Rose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And funny enough, the reason why I gave her a name, or the place where I got her name, was so you remember the game Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
The zombie game.
Yep.
So back in Vanier, and even just a little bit before high school, before the end of high school, I used to go to an internet cafe called BattleNet, sorry.
Okay.
And that's where I'd go to like do my homework and whatever. I didn't have a computer, so I'd pay for it. And then after I was done my homework, I was like, oh look, I have a couple hours left on my card. I'd play some video games.
Yeah, why not?
I was playing that game, and I've never seen stats like I've ever seen with that name. So they had like saved games. And
High
then-
score and whatnot?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And Destiny Rose was like the top. And me, I have no patience to play games. So I was just like, I want to see what the last level is. So I just used Destiny Rose, and then I started playing. I'm like, yo, this is sick. And then I could just jump to any level that I wanted to. And funny enough, that's where it stuck, Destiny Rose. And I love the name. I'd never name my kid that because it sounds like a hooker name. No offense to people whose names are
Or a porn
Destiny
star.
or Rose. Exactly. But like for me, it's my girl, you know. It's you belong to me, like as a materialistic piece of
Object, yeah.
object, you know. Like
So you wouldn't change anything on your bike? As of right
no, no. I love the color. I love how she handles. I took off the LED lights.
Oh, you
'cause
did?
It was
Okay.
becoming too tacky.
Yeah.
I love the saddlebags that I have.
Yeah, they're nice.
But I'll take them off sometimes just to,
Well, that's the beauty with the ones you have.
just to take off, right?
But the look of your bike too, the sleekness of it, the beauty of being able to put them on, take off. Like my Shadow, I still have the bags, but I just throw them over, a little strap,
Yeah,
and then
and then done.
leather, yeah. And if I don't want them, take it off, a little bit more sleek and streamlined, and
Yeah.
yeah,
How about this one? This is easy to take off, or
it's super easy. It's 2 clips.
just
Twist, they pop out, pulls right off.
does it affect your riding, like with the weight distribution and anything?
Well, I've never taken them off to ride. It's I don't think no, I haven't.
Because I mean, with a huge fairing like this, I feel like she'd be naked without it.
Yeah, she definitely looks naked without it, but no, I haven't done it yet, and I don't think I would, to be honest. But no, I definitely got plans this winter for this.
Have you ever used this to have a big dick challenge?
No.
So for those people that don't know, big dick challenge is usually the louder your bike, the smaller your wiener is.
Okay, well, I don't do the challenge. Put it into context. It's the end of season. The season's over. I still have a lot of plans for this bike this winter. Like I'm sending a lot to powder coat. I just ordered a new sound system. I'm going to change my intake. I want a glass cover. Little things here and there.
The one where you could see through?
Yeah.
You know who has that? Vince from VT.
Yeah?
His motorcycle is orange and stuff, gray and orange, right?
Yeah.
And the inside, you can see the inside, and it's insanely most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely do that this winter. Send off my Forester powder coat, black. Just leave a little bit of chrome, just because the whole theme of the bike is black. But unfortunately, at the end of my season, I snapped my throttle cables. I had to replace them. And when I broke them, the bike was out of commission for like 2 weeks. I finally got the opportunity to take the slip-on off and pop the baffle out.
Okay, so now it's just very loud.
It's a completely different beast. Now, unfortunately, I did this right near the end of the season, so...
Okay, so you didn't have a chance to try it out yet, though?
Oh, no, I did.
Okay, but that's the question. So by taking that off, does that affect the way that not the way that you ride, but the performance of the bike?
Oh, it performs a lot better. It's a lot more throaty, and it's a lot more torquey, I find.
Really?
Because, for instance, when I took out the baffle, I put it all back on, started up, and I just was drooling. So this wasn't on. I didn't have cables. The butterfly is right there for the throttle behind. I just had to try it. So what did I do? I took it out in the street. I'm sitting on the bike, clutch, first gear, and I just put my hand down here on the throttle and rode it like this around the block. Oh my God.
That must be fun.
Yeah, well, before the session's over, I'll definitely have to start it up for you, but it's just unfortunate this happened 2 weeks before the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to next season. But no, I'm storing it at a buddy's place, and
now to give the viewers that do have bikes, where did you bring it to fix it?
I fix it myself.
No, okay.
It's beneficial
handy
being
man.
an ex-mechanic. I'm used to working on Harleys, but
That being said, if I were to bring you, let's say, I don't know, a VFR or something with fairings, or a katana, let's say, because I'm looking at a katana right now.
Yeah.
If I were to bring you a katana, can I bring it to you to show me what to do to sand it and make the color look like it's popping and stuff like that?
Oh, polish or whatnot?
Not necessarily, because I want to change the color. The one that I'm looking at is white and red,
Okay.
but I wanted to get that sleek, purple, sparkles.
Yeah, I mean metallic flake.
Yeah.
But it's ironic you bring that up because coincidentally that's what I do for work now.
Really?
I'm a painter.
Sick.
I work for a shipping container company, and I paint shipping containers. And I work in a huge locomotive-sized paint booth. So yeah, I definitely could help you with that kind of stuff.
Well, you know what? This should have been one of my first questions. What do you do for a living?
What most would say is a jack of all trades. I've been a little bit of everywhere, but right now, yeah, I'm a painter.
See, because with all the rest of the episodes that you're going to be that's going to be part of this. Have people that are doctors.
Yeah.
Have people that are mechanics. Have people that are salespeople like me, or dispatchers like me. Have other people that work in restaurants. I feel like motorcycle encompasses everyone.
Well, there's a stigma around motorcycles that you automatically become an outlaw or you're a badass if you're a motorcycle. But the beauty is, it's all walks of life that enjoy motorcycles and ride. So, exactly like you said, you're going to see all types of people.
If you want, this is the end of our segment. You could throw out any plug that you'd like, whether it be your Instagram, your business, somebody else's business.
Links will be in description.
Links will be in the description.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. You could also email me at kawatrooper@gmail.com for any questions, or if you'd like to be part of this segment.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you very much for having me at your humble abode. And
Thank you for having me. I think this is great. I love the whole idea behind it.
Perfect. Well, I mean, again, like I said, this is for the people. You know, like how The Rock is the people's champ?
Yeah.
I want to be The Rock, but the people's champ in the motorcycle industry. Love me, hate me, I don't care. My joy in life is to let you guys know that, motorcycle is fun. Whether you've been thinking about getting one, whether you have some reservations, whether you already own a bike and you just don't know if you want to switch from super sport, touring, adventure, this whole segment, this whole show is just to show you that, you know what, there's other people that are doing different things and maybe I could see myself doing that as well. Again, thanks for having me, and that's a wrap.